Welcome to Living in Southwest Florida, SWFL. My name is BOAZ Israel and I'm here to welcome you to the channel. And this video is to highlight Southwest Florida. What do I mean? We are going to highlight Cape Coral, Fort Myers, Estero, Lehigh Acres, Bonita Springs, Naples, Sanibel, Marco Island, Boca, Grande, you name it. We're going to highlight it. And yes, some of these areas were affected by Hurricane Ian, so there's some incredible opportunities in our areas, but we are going to tell you everything about Southwest Florida. Whether you're wanting a place to eat, an activity to do, this is the video channel for you. Now, today's video is 6 pros and cons of living in Southwest Florida. So whether you are relocating to Southwest Florida, or if you're moving to Southwest Florida, or if you're just going to visit Southwest Florida, go ahead, subscribe, hit that post notification so you can be aware of when we post new videos. So without further ado, let's get to the number 1 pro of living in Southwest Florida. And it is the obvious choice. It is the weather. That's right. Blue skies, sandy beaches, that is why you come to Southwest Florida. Nothing more, nothing less. There is something about going outside and feeling the colors that you see. And that's what you're getting when you move to Southwest Florida. There's something about having water surrounding you where it's reflecting off of the sky and the sky is just so much brighter. I talk to my mom from time to time and sometimes I'll FaceTime her and she's like, man, look at the sky. I say, yeah, I'm never coming back home. This is it for me because that's what it does. It enhances your health. It enhances your well-being. It enhances your mental capacity. It's just, once you experience it, you love it, and you don't want to go anyplace else. So the number 1 pro of living in Southwest Florida is the weather, the blue skies and the sandy beaches. Number 2, no state income tax. Like I said, I'm from Texas. Texas doesn't have a state income tax, neither does Florida. So if you are relocating or you have the ability to work anywhere in the United States, this would be a great place for you because there's no state income tax. Number 3 is location, location, location. The number 3 pro for living in Southwest Florida is location. What do I mean? Well, I'm talking about daycations. I'm talking about staycations. I'm talking about overnights. Why? Because we're 2 hours from Miami. We're 2 hours from Tampa, St. Pete, Clearwater, Sarasota. You can get there in no time. And if you want to go to Orlando, it's 2 hours and some change. So location in Southwest Florida is awesome because you can be anywhere you want to be in a matter of 2 hours and a little bit of change. Number 4, the number 4 pro when it comes to living in Southwest Florida, guess what it is? It is outdoor activities. That's right, outdoor activities. What else are you going to do in Florida? You're going to be boating, especially on the Southwest Florida side. You got access to the Gulf. It's the salt life over here. Whether you're fishing for tarpon or some other incredibly awesome sport fish that you may be fishing for, you can do it over here on the Southwest Florida side. You can do kayaking through the mangroves, bird watching, nature preserves, you name it, we've got it. If outdoor is what you're interested in, it doesn't get any better than over here in Southwest Florida. So let's look at the number 5 pro in regards to living over here in Southwest Florida. And when I say Southwest Florida, keep in mind, I'm talking about Fort Myers. I'm talking about Cape Coral. I'm talking about Lehigh Acres. I'm talking about Estero, Bonita Springs, Naples, Boca Grande, Marco Island, Sanibel. That's what I'm talking about. And yes, some of these places were affected by Hurricane Ian, but guess what? That means there is opportunity. Now, the number 5 pro to living in Southwest Florida is Southwest International Airport. That's right, an international airport over here on the Southwest Florida side. We have people coming in from all over the world. So guess what? You can get out to all over the world. And that is a huge feather in our hat over here. Now, The number 6 pro to living in Southwest Florida is it's family friendly. I lived in Florida when I was younger in my life, and I lived over in Miami. When I decided to come back to Florida with my family, I came over to this side because it was a little more family friendly. It was a little more slower paced, and I like that. So Southwest Florida is family friendly. You got great schools. You have Florida Southwestern. You have Florida Gulf Coast University. Great education over here on this side of the state. So that is a pro, which leads us into our cons. But I'll tell you, these cons are positive cons because some people are going to see the glass as half full and some are going to see it half empty. And that's what I think about these cons that we have. So let's get to the number 1 con. The number 1 con is lack of seasons. If you need winter, that is going to be a con because you come to Florida for the sunshine. This is the sunshine state, and Southwest Florida is no different. So we have a lack of seasons. You're going to get summer and you're going to get spring. That's what you're going to get. If you want something different, you need the winter, you need the fall, Southwest Florida is not going to give it to you. The number 2 con is traffic. So how do I see that as the glass is half full? Because we need tourists. We need visitors in Florida. So the offset of having a lot of visitors in Florida is that at certain times of the year, you're going to have traffic. Snowbirds have second homes, third homes here. And when they come, it gets a little bit more dense. It's already a dense place to live, but it gets a little bit more dense. So you're going to experience that traffic. That's what's going to happen. And that's a con on living in Southwest Florida. But it's essential for making Florida what it is. The number 3 con is the landscape. It's flat. That's what it is. But guess what? I love this flat landscape because you know what I get to see? I get to see preserves. I get to see palm trees, and you can do the same thing. There's nothing like waking up, walking outside, and looking at some beautiful palm trees and a blue sky. So I'll take it. But if you need those mountains, if you need to climb those hills, that's going to be a con living in Southwest Florida. The number 4 con for living in Southwest Florida is bugs and animals. Hey, face it. We're on top of a swamp. We're living in the swamps, so you are going to have bugs. And depending on which area you choose to live in or which area you choose to move to, you're going to experience things a little bit differently. There's some areas in Naples where, guess what? You might see bears. You might see a panther. That's a serious thing. And that's something that you can experience living over here in Southwest Florida. We're close to the Everglades, especially depending on where you decide to live. And even though we have some great cities, some aspects of these cities are very rural. I live in a very rural town. I like it. I can drive into the city. It's not far from me, but it's pretty rural over here. And we'll talk about that because I have a bonus at the end of this that is something that you really want to take into consideration. And the agent that you tend to work with, you want to make sure that he's thinking about all these things because it's a very, very important bonus that I'll be bringing to you at the end. Now, mosquitoes. This is part of the con of bugs and animals. They are here, and they can be on level 10 or they can be on level 2. The great thing about Southwest Florida is that a lot of the homes have what they call covered lanais. So they're for northerners and people from Texas, it's a screened-in patio, but it sounds so much better rolling off the tongue when you say lanai. So guess what? That's what you have that allows you to still enjoy the outside when it may be a moment when you have a lot of bugs or critters. And then we always have that bug spray, so we do have options. Number 5 con to living in Southwest Florida is the rainy season. We have a rainy season. We might not have fall and winter, but we do have a rainy season. So how can I put a positive spin on that? Nature. We need the rain. We need those beautiful palm trees to stay beautiful. We need those beautiful nature preserves to continue to stay beautiful. And that happens with rain. And we get it. And it comes down hard. I mean hard, but guess what? There are occasions when 20 minutes later, you're scratching your head to say, did it really, really rain? Because it just evaporates and dries up so quickly. But number 5 con to living in Southwest Florida is that you do have to deal with the rainy season. The number 6 con, especially if you're moving in from other states, is limited public transportation. You know, that's it. It's not like New York. Not going to have that busing situation where it's just won't have it. You know, it's limited. You're definitely going to need a car coming to Southwest Florida, and you're going to want that car because you're going to want to get in and go when you are ready to go. Like I said, daycation, staycation, you know, this is the vacation lifestyle. Can you imagine? I want to go to Miami, 2 hours away. Boom, I'm there. I want to go to Tampa, St. Pete, 2 hours away. I want to go to Clearwater and Sarasota Beach, right up the road. You know what? And I want to enjoy what Orlando has to offer. 2 hours and a little bit of change, and guess what? I'm doing an overnighter, so we're going to have a good time. That's the options that you have living in Southwest Florida. It's beautiful. It's a great place to live. This is where you want to be. And what about that bonus? What's that bonus that you want to pay attention to depending on where you are moving in Southwest Florida? And that is your connection to the outside world. How do we get connected? We get connected over the internet. So you want to be aware of your internet connectivity based on the home that you're picking. That's very important because you can be in a great city, Estero, Naples, Bonita Springs, but you can be densely off into nature that you could potentially have an issue with your internet options. That is something that I have had to deal with. I moved down here. I was living in Cape Coral. It was great, loved it, enjoyed it. But when I decided to purchase a home, I went a little bit more rural. I came out to Lehigh Acres. And I came out here because it's inland and it's away from everything. You know, I can drive everywhere I need to be. My kids are homeschooled, so I didn't necessarily need the perfect neighborhood because they're homeschooled, you know. There are different options that we have as parents now, so all those things need to be taken into consideration, and internet connectivity is a big deal, and that's something that you do want to pay attention to. You already know I've checked that box because that has been my experience, and I'm ready to talk to you about all aspects of what you're looking to do and what your goals may be. So look forward to bringing more videos to you. Thank you again. And if you are looking to relocate or move to Southwest Florida, whether it's a week from today or 3 months from today, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. I'd love to help you in your journey to making a home right here. Thanks, take care, and see you soon.